What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is the terrifying football moment as Bills Hamlin collapses after the tackle. So, American football.
Okay.
We're talking about, not soccer, because it is in America. I think I did see a headline of this pop up a few days ago.
Okay.
That's all I've seen about it. You know, we get like Sky News, our report in the UK. We get a load of notifications, and that was pretty much it.
See, I don't think I've heard. I don't get the notifications. I don't have news channels on my phone.
It was more of a sport one I got as well, because it's kind of a little bit sport related, isn't it, as well? So you normally get the sport one. We reacted to the weathers yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah.
Which again was another horrible thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And a lot of people said to check this out as well. If this is upsetting or anything like that, please click off a video if it's gonna be like that. There's other videos to watch, and we hope all you legends are okay. And I don't really know what to expect apart from the title. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like the title seems, for the length of the video as well, I'm not sure what we're expecting. Do you know, like...
It is a news, isn't it?
It's going to be a news
site.
reporter.
So hopefully you might not be seeing this if it's blocked. If it's blocked, it's blocked. It's not the end of the world. There's bigger things going on, obviously, as this video highlights. But it is a news thing, so that might be it. If it stops after a bit and goes on something else, we'll cut it off. But if not, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's get into it. And see what this moment actually is.
We're following some late-breaking and upsetting news out of Cincinnati tonight. This is actually something that's just happened at the Monday Night Football game tonight between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. It happened right before the top of the hour. It was in the first quarter of the game. A safety for the Buffalo Bills named Damar Hamlin, who's in the number 3 jersey in white there. He made a tackle against another player.
He was the one doing the
tackle. To
tackle.
the ground. We'll show you that again. He tackles... the gentleman number 85 in the dark-colored jersey from the Bengals. He stands up.
Oh,
and
I'm
he
looking at the wrong
backwards.
person.
Mr. Hamlin.
Yeah, it's this guy here, number 3,
guy on
in
the
the white. Yeah, he proper goes.
His name is Damar Hamlin. He's been in the league for 2 years. After he fell over backwards here following this tackle, he was unresponsive thereafter, which immediately became clear it was quite an emergency. First responders came onto the field, including in an ambulance. Players surrounded him and out on the field.
Respect.
Medics administered CPR for what ESPN described as, quote, many minutes out on the field. He was given oxygen. There was one report in the New York Times that he appears to have been given an IV, although that is unconfirmed by any other source. They eventually took him off the field in the ambulance, which left the stadium at 9:25 p.m. So Mr. Hamlin's status at this moment, again, is unclear. He is 24 years old. This game is suspended. ESPN reports that the NFL...
I mean, I'm not surprised the game's suspended.
No, I'm not.
That is mental.
24 years old. 24
years old. And also, do you know what gets me with that is it just shows how dangerous the sport actually is, because it wasn't exactly a tackle which you kind of looked at and went, oh my God, that was brutal. You know what I mean? Like, we've done biggest hits, haven't we? It was quite an inconspicuous tackle. The helmet goes into the chest a little bit, and you think, okay, like you say, you were looking at the wrong person a couple of times because you don't expect it.
But it could have been nothing to do with the tackle.
In theory, it could have been.
And I think that's what's so scary, is it can happen to anyone, because you would assume he's fit and healthy. Because he's a football player.
Getting paid a lot of money to play a sport, to be fit and healthy.
But it shows that actually it doesn't matter who you are.
It is scary, isn't it?
Things can happen.
We'll see the rest of the video. Maybe the news is going to give us more of an update. I'm not sure. But we'll watch the rest of it. But that is awful, isn't it?
NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell is in contact with officials on site about how to proceed tonight, whether they're going to restart the game. Hard to imagine that they will.
You'd think they'd cancel it, wouldn't you?
This was just an incredibly scary moment tonight. We will keep you posted as we know more. But joining us now is William Roden. He was a longtime sports reporter.
His legs just go.
Mr. Roden, thank you very much for joining us so quickly as we're covering this as a developing story. Let me just start by asking if we know any more than what I've just summarized there.
No, I'm just doing the same thing. Looking at Twitter, and really, I'm just kind of shocked. You know, I was down here. I'm in Baltimore, and I was at the Ravens Steelers game. And you know, Rachel, this is, you know, right now currently I work for Anscape, ESPN's Anscape, and I was here for them. But this has been a nightmare. I think the NFL's nightmare, and I was just thinking about this the other day. what happens if something like this happens? It's like the NFL's worst nightmare. It's a violent game. We know it's a violent game. We've just been through the whole thing with Tua Tagovailoa. The NFL Players Association is investigating that, what the medical staff knew. And I just think we've become so anesthetized to this violence of this game that when something like this happens, it's just total stunning, because it could literally happen on any play. This kind of stuff could literally happen at any time. And I'm almost at a loss. I know it's not our job to be at a loss of what to say, but I'm really at a loss. I feel for this young man's family. Like you said, he's 24. He played at Pitt, just trying to make a name for himself. And all these players out there, every single one of them, this is part of the deal. You basically lease your body out to the team. You lease
That's a
your
mental
body
statement,
out
isn't it?
to the team.
I suppose at the moment it's not really, I don't know, it's not really time to talk about NFL's backlash on it. I mean, there probably will be an inquest, and hopefully it can be safe for players. I'm not sure how without changing the sport.
Yeah.
But it's more just hope he's all right and the family, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like before you can comment on that, you've got to find out whether this was even anything to do with that.
Yeah, you don't even know that.
So random, he could have walked down the street and it could happen. You don't, it's no point putting question that,
Yeah, I get the question because it is such a dangerous sport, but we hope he's okay. And it is a couple of days later, so I'm actually going to, before we even upload this, make sure he's actually on the road to recovery and stuff like that, because hopefully he is okay. We don't actually know at the time of recording this. But yeah, it's not good, is it?
No.
Not good at all.
In exchange for whatever they give you, these are the risks. In fact, the column I was writing was about Lamar Jackson and his current status, with the Ravens and the contract negotiations and how he just decided to play through it, and then he got injured. And, you realize that whatever they're paying you to do this is not enough. It's not enough. And this isn't really the time to moralize, but like I said, I'm really stunned and I'm shocked and I'm saddened. And there's almost a part of me that feels a little guilty because, we watched this stuff. A number of years ago when I was at the Times, I watched a player from the Jets in a game at Detroit get paralyzed. And I can't recall his name. I was about to call him up. But, this could happen at almost any minute. And this is just awful.
Scary, isn't it?
It's awful. And I can't imagine that they're going to resume this game.
No.
And
no, I can't. I mean, seeing the players on the field weeping as Mr. Hamlin's taken off the field, you can't imagine that they're going to start this game. I think the players would probably riot if they tried to. You mentioned...
You think they wouldn't as well, wouldn't you? Because it's not only teammate, probably his mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They probably know, obviously not all of them are going to be best mates, but they're still friends, they still share a locker room together.
And I don't think it would be fair on his team to have to do that after seeing their teammate go through that.
Even
their minds are going to be elsewhere, aren't they? Everyone has witnessed that. Their minds are not going to be focused on the game, and rightly so. It shouldn't be, but
definitely there's bigger issues in life.
They shouldn't be made to play the game.
Definitely, there's bigger things in life than sport. It's an amazing thing, but there's bigger things in life, and a lot of other things, isn't there?
The quarterback from the Dolphins there, and the concussion scares, the second concussion scare that he's had, including questions about the potential mismanagement of the first one. I mean, I think part of what's going on tonight with this, the NFL is a multi-billion-dollar business, and as much as anything, America's pastime right now, is the question of whether or not all the safety protocols and all the assurances and all the supposed regulations in place to try to address these concerns are moot in the face of a game that is inherently dangerous, inherently damaging to the people who are paid to play it.
Yeah, I mean, what do you do? I was just talking with the editor about what to write. He said, what are you going to do? Ban the game?
When he feels like his arms just it's just a jelly, isn't it?
It's not nice, is it?
There's only so much you can do. Again, we don't know this young man's condition. I was just trying to dial through my thing. I was, during March Madness a number of years ago, I went through the whole Hank Gathers thing, collapsing on the court and dying. And it turns out that he had an undiagnosed heart issue. Reggie Lewis with the Boston Celtics, same thing. Undiagnosed heart issue, myopathy that was undiagnosed. Right. So you're right, Rachel. I mean, what do you accept to just hold our breath and pray and hope nothing's wrong? But then we've got another month of this stuff of playoffs and people are going to get hurt. There are people getting, people are going to get hurt. Some people, careers are going to be over. Some people are going to out for the season. And again, we're just so used to this that it becomes, like part of the fantasy thing. Some people are probably angry because they had, their fantasy
can't be angry though, can you?
Hooked up to this, and this, you watch this. Is not for a lot of people. This isn't even real. It's not real. These are just cartoon characters. Who are smashing
bigger
into each
things,
other,
bigger things,
and then moving on.
Yeah, but this man, young man, 24 years old, country holding him in prayer tonight. Again, his name is Damar Hamlin, 24 years old, Buffalo Bills, at the hospital right now, unclear in terms of his condition, but that game is off, and for good reason. Bill Roden, veteran sports reporter, joining us on zero notice tonight, watching this unfold along with us. Bill, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rach. Bye-bye.
Absolutely shocking, isn't it?
Definitely.
Very, very scary as well. And I thought to go out to Bills Hamlin's friends, family, and him, obviously. But obviously, his close circle around him, because it must be super scary for them as well. It's not nice, is it?
It's not. It just shows you how you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen. So you've got to try and enjoy life as much as possible. Hopefully, you legends are. And hopefully, we don't have to see any more of this. You know what I mean? Fingers crossed. I know there potentially will be stuff, but hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
We'll see you legends for the next one, and what's through.
Have a fantastic day.
Make sure you definitely do that, especially after seeing this. And we'll see you legends in the next one. Peace.